Hey everybody, what's going on? Hope you guys are doing good. So I've been waiting for a long time for some paint to come from 66 Auto Color. And what I've been waiting for is the bright silver metallic. They sent me the wrong paint, which is a, how do I explain this? Silver birch metallic, all right? And it's actually kind of pretty neat as far as the spray out goes. It's got a little bit of red, a little bit of browns inside of it, along with the metallic and the silver. I'll be using this for something else. I'm not going to be sending this back anytime soon. You can't really tell it, the spray out on the cap. And what they do is before they put the nozzle on, they put the cap over the opening where the stem is, and then they shoot it on the inside of the cap. So it gives it a little bit of a you know what color you're getting, at least you're supposed to know what color you're getting. But anyways, so the bright silver metallic that I've been waiting for, I finally got, and that is right here. But there is a little bit of a problem. Now, I've ran across some issues with 66 Auto Colors as far as the Viper Black goes, and then they sent me just some regular black. So I was able to get the project that I'm working on, which is the SG Custom, pretty much in black, sealed up, and now I'm working on the silver part of it. So here's the kicker. Bright silver metallic, sprayed in the cap. Bright silver metallic, sprayed in the cap. Now, I got off the phone with the guy, and the guy says that, well, all these cans, no matter which one it is, whatever can gets a cap, the sample is inside of the cap. And I was like, yeah, okay, that's fine. But my problem is what's coming out of the can. So this one here, you can kind of see it's got a little bit of silver on the tip of it where the nozzle is, and it came out pretty easily. So I'm going to grab this one here and find a piece of cardboard that I could paint on. Well, I did some testing over here, so I'll just go over here. Yeah, a lot of Amazon boxes. So one of the things I told the guy is that this can is awfully light, and I could feel that there's liquid inside of it, but when I put it down, you can hear the difference as far as that goes. Spray out, I got silver. Spray out from this one, I got nothing. And it evaporates really, really quickly. So I told the guy, I says, listen, I says, you know, I ordered 2 cans just in case shit happens. And it's kind of like a backup. So I always order 2 cans of whatever I'm using just in case I come up with a problem or if there's an issue. And so I got probably enough to finish what I need to do in here. Feels like it's still pretty heavy, but this one here, you know, it's bought and paid for. So they're going to be sending me out another can. So this is the second problem I had with these guys. I really hate to find somebody else to, you know, order my paints from, and I've got the equipment here to start using the guns, but I like cans, and for some reason I spray much better with a can than I do with a gun. And you know, I probably, you know, need more practice with a gun, but other than just spraying primer like I used to do. So what I'm working on right now is, well, like I said, the custom SG. So this is how I've been doing my bursts, and it's been working out really, really good. I outline with the J-tape, and that, you know, the foam that goes around everything, including the headstock, and then I seal off where I don't want the paint to end up on, with just some, you know, paper towel and masking tape. Paper towel is not too bad, but I rather use like newspaper or some type of paper, masking paper preferably. And you know, I don't have it, so I just use the paper towels. I'm not spraying it heavy enough to go through the paper towel, but it is going to get on there, a little bit of the overspray, not a big deal. So I got this thing in silver. It's looking pretty good. I got to do another coat of the silver on top of this. So he wants the front and back to be bursted, the neck and front and back of the headstock. And he showed me some pictures of what he wanted, so I was like, oh, I can do that. And he's like, well, you know, I just maybe just want the body bursted, and that's about it. It's like, no, I'll take care of everything. So once this dries to where I can handle it, the masking comes off, including the J-tape. And then I'll take the can and fog in, because the J-tape doesn't make a solid line, which is very nice. Masking tape, you get a solid line. You're going to have to find some way to sand that solid line off to get it to be a little bit of a fade. With the J-tape, it kind of does it for you. And what I've been doing is just kind of misting the edges with the spray cans to give it that burst look. And it's even the smallest areas, like I did on the headstock of the Galvin, whatever you want to call it, guitar, can still be done. And then whatever you don't want, or however you want the burst to look, a little bit of wet sanding takes care of everything. So the silver is on here. I gotta go over it probably 2 more times, because this is the second shot of silver it's on here. But I want to make sure that it's coated really nice, because I'm going over this with just a mist of silver. That's why you can kind of see specks of black through it a little bit, not much. But like I said, I'm misting this and not doing it real heavy, especially with the J-tape, because you can cause a solid line with the J-tape. Misting over it helps with not having that solid line, like if you were using regular masking tape or striping tape. So over here, I've got more crap, that box included, that it's basically tools and stuff, and I think I found all of it. But I still have some stuff downstairs that's got to come upstairs, and the shop is getting pretty much, I'm going to say maybe 85% done. And once I get that shop done, then I can start working on guitars in my shop downstairs. So right now, just let this thing kind of flash off and dry. Then I'll hit it again, misting it, and then hopefully get it bursted today as well. All right, so the shop is somewhat complete. I have to fix some holes in the walls over here, as you can see. A little bit of filler and some touch-up paint will take care of all that. So that's new. I ended up picking that up. That is not neon. That is actually LED. And all of the color that you see are a red and white and blue type of a rubber that has a channel on each side of it. And the plexiglass that it's mounted to, it's not glued. It's pretty much like pushed into that channel and locks itself in place this way to get a nice bend with all the colors and stuff. That's kind of cool. Really, nothing more you could do with it besides just brighten it up and dim it down. So you guys seen all the photos already. I got to go to Walgreens. My printer is starting to show its age, and the rollers are starting to get bad, so I have to either replace the rollers or just get a new printer. Computer, monitors. Ended up picking up a new monitor stand. These are spring-loaded, no base as far as having a big, real estate, taking up real estate on your desk. These drills one hole through the center over here. You can either have a clamp that clamps on the edge, or one hole in the center. That's a 10 millimeter drill bit, and then one threaded rod goes through there with a plate and a nut. So you guys have seen this guy before, and this is kind of really nice as far as doing some frequency response. I picked up another one. This one here is for my buddy. And then I have one on my stereo upstairs that is the same thing as that one. Audio interface. Got my, backup as far as music and everything else goes. Computer, obviously. Monitors are up, working. Tools, seen it all before. Doors, I still have to work on that a little bit. This here, I got rid of one of the filing cabinets. So this cabinet right now has got basically tapes, polishes, sandpaper, everything that I use for guitars. Like I said, this room is going to be utilized just for guitar and electronic use only. So I got some pictures I picked up. Did not print them up, I bought them. Kind of dress up this wall a little bit. Again, everything that's here is going to be used for guitar use, besides the shredder. Got my clamps over here. This here is for a camera or a phone, and it's kind of a real heavy base. I have another one that's coming that's a little bit different that mounts to the wall over here, so when I do videos, you'll be seeing a nice overview of the countertop over here. Got enough room here to work on two guitars at the same time. Everything that's underneath here is utilized for guitar needs. And you see I have a lot of room on the floor now. I mean, a lot of room on the floor. Toolbox, jeweler screwdrivers, security bits, and other types of bits. Allen key set. This is for an Ibanez. Everything here that I would be using for a guitar. Different types of drill bits, step drills, and the step drills are in another drawer. But yeah, I've got, these are all drill bits. I end up going through these. These are all replacement drill bits for the real tiny ones that normally get broken. Files, scrapers, fret edge filing, and then what I use for doing my crowning, which works really, really nice. And so these are all different types of files. All right, just basically, some of the stuff that I would use for guitar use. Step drills. This is the step drill set I got. So I got a bunch of different step drills. Yeah, just hole saws for different size holes. This is a camera that I use for, like, if I have to go into the wall for anything, and I can just go inside and look at the wall. Dremel stuff. I have a lot of Dremel stuff. More Dremel stuff, and then I have my soldering stuff inside here. The soldering station is underneath the counter, so when I need it, I just go and get it. More Dremel stuff, heat shrink tubing, 2 more Dremels, and a couple of, Dremel here. And I got another Dremel here. These 2 here are, I can't remember what they're called. They vibrate with a very sharp tip on them, and you can carve into metal and do scrolling and stuff like that with it. These are for the Dremels. You need like a pencil. Oh, and I did find something that I was looking for a long time. I thought it was thrown away. This, all right, this is for eye loops and crimping eye loops or any type of anything, any type of a end for a wire on 0 gauge wire. So yeah, this is what I've been looking for this for a long time. This is what I use for car audio. So I found it down here in the toolbox, buried, and told you I was going to find something I've been looking for a long time. These other two drawers are just, keys that I found that I don't know where they go, and just some odd and end stuff that I could use for guitars and or not. And the bottom drawer is just kind of like a junk drawer. So I got the keyboard swapped out. I really like this keyboard, and it comes with extra blue switch keys, so you can change them out if needed be. And then the mouse over here kind of goes to sleep, but it doesn't stop working. So when you move it, you still have your cursor moving. This other mouse over here would go to sleep completely, and I would have to click on it in order to get it to wake up. Oh, and then this new mouse and keyboard comes with stickers. Yay. So I'll hold on to this. It's not garbage, but I'm not going to use it too much as far as anything goes. I should switch this off since I'm not using it. I don't know if there's a switch on this one or not. Yes, there is. All right, so that one's off too. So it's not a bad keyboard, but boy, can you tell a difference when you pick this one up compared to how heavy this one is. So quality is there. Same thing with this mouse. It's got some weight to it. And it's kind of nice. It works out pretty good. 2 buttons on the side. 3rd button here. You can use it for a back button. Left, right, and then you have your sensitivity for how your cursor moves. So I still have a lot of work to do in here, like I said. I have to do something with this window. I have to get in there, the window well itself, clean it out, paint the inside of the window well, put new rock inside there. I did river rock in the other one. I'll probably do the same thing in this one. Maybe replace the glass, since this one has got a crack in it. So yeah, I don't like wires hanging around, so kind of eliminated some of all the wiring that you would normally see, hanging off of anything that gets plugged in, including under a desk. Wires that I have over there are the ones that plug into for the bottom power supply. I have I think it's a Friedman, it's called, which takes out the noise out of your power outlets. So I have a protector, it's a surge protector, and also removes any noise. So the computer, all the audio equipment that's over here, the computer itself, monitors, everything is plugged into that to where I shouldn't have any funky noises. And with this thing on, like right now it's on, I don't get no little peaks or anything coming off of it. So yeah, it's working out pretty good. Got all my CA glue stuff up there. I've also picked up some colored CA glue. So I got black and I got a few other things, and I got a bunch of packages in the other room to do one major, huge unboxing. You ever see a jar that's worth about probably more than $3,000? That's it right here. This is crushed pearl. Yeah, I think I showed it before. I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with it or where I'm going to put it, so I just stuck it up there for now. The door still has to be sanded and painted and get that taken care of. The woodwork woodwork in this room around the floor, the baseboards were never nailed to the walls. So I have to, there's a piece that goes in that corner that is basically right over here, and it's been there for years. Like I said, nothing has ever changed in this room until now. So since I was 13 years old, we had a different type of a countertop. There was a counter on this side here. You can see where we ground the holes, or ground the threaded rod that we had into the concrete. And there's one over there, and there's some more over there too, where we had the mounts, legs, whatever, for the countertop. And then this countertop stopped someplace around over here. It didn't go this far. I know it was 2 big pieces here and a couple pieces here for a countertop. They all matched. And then we had a huge desk over here, huge metal desk, and the computer set up on it. I also had my recording stuff on there. I had a Medion computer back then, which was what they considered a gaming computer. It was made by Medion, but it had some audio stuff inside that was pretty good. And then I ended up getting some other audio tools for recording, removing hiss and unwanted noises from cassettes, and then pops and clicks up another program, I think it's called Groove Mechanic, to get rid of noise pops and clips that came off of albums. Also, the not the bone flutter, but there was a frequency that you would get from the needle just riding the album. If you know anything about records and stuff like that, and you play music loud, in between the tracks on a record, if you have your volume turned up all the way, you'll see that the driver, the woofer, would be moving in and out as the needle rides that dead space until it hits the music part of the record again. Yeah, that it would remove that frequency. So this way you didn't have like unwanted subwoofers movement or anything else, so there'll be no air moving out of a subwoofer, especially if you're playing this shit in the car. But yeah, getting this thing done. Now I have to do unboxing. So I've been hitting up Amazon pretty hard lately, and I've been finding kind of like better deals through Amazon than I have on eBay. Although, I picked up a guitar that I've had in a box kind of like for I don't know how many months now, that I haven't even opened up to see if there's actually a guitar in the box. So I'm going to start going through what I got over here, because it's quite a bit. This here, I picked up a air purifier for down here. That's kind of what was in the corner underneath the pictures, so I got a couple more filters for that. So these are going to be put on the shelf in the utility room until I need it. Alright, so I got kind of a big box here. I'll start off with that. Give me one of my razor blades here. Boxes in boxes. Which is pretty good because it's garbage day tonight. Alright, so what do I got here? Alright, so this is a bag for the guitar mat. I've got a new neck holder. And this little gadget comes free. It's got a wire cutter, winder, and then a peg puller for acoustic guitars to remove the strings. This is like cheap garbage. That's going to be thrown away. I don't use those. And then this one here, because I have so much room now, I got two of them. Now I'm going to clutter up this room with boxes. Alright, so this is probably going to go in my garage. So when I get the walls done in there, this will be going there. Alright, so can I get this out without damaging anything? Yes. Alright, so what this is, it's a poster. It's basically my logo. It's laminated, so nothing will happen with it. I can wipe it down if it gets dirty. If I get any type of overspray on it, I won't be able to use lacquer thinner to get it off, because the lacquer thinner will probably melt the ink that's on here and cause an issue. So that's not going to happen. But this I found online. What else is in here? Oh, just a piece of cardboard. I'll hold it up. This I found a company online. Makes posters and shit. Alright, so this is the bag for, kind of nice little felt bag. Put that off to the side. Counter is nice and clean now, so it's kind of nice. Alright, let's see what this is. Some of the stuff I don't know what I ordered, because it's been so long. It's been sitting down here for such a long time, I don't know what is what. Ah, okay, so these are the strap locks. These are the shallower strap locks for the Galvin guitar. Now I have a box over here. That one, there it is. This is all the parts that are going for that guitar. So that goes inside here with it. These are just some sandpaper pads that I picked up. I was kind of wanting to try some other type of sandpaper, and these you could either use wet, dry, use for sanding wood, sanding metal, basically anything. But the nice thing about those is they have a pad in them, built into them. And the other ones that I have that have a pad built into them, you cannot use for wet sand. They will not work for wet sand. There's some type of, something happens where the grit starts to come off. Alright, so what I have here, an empty bag that I'm throwing away. So I picked up some more templates. Got a neck template here. Couple humbucker templates, which I'll be getting rid of the ones that I've used because I've used them so much that I'm starting to get a groove in there a little bit from the roller. I tend to kind of push a little bit on the router, and I really shouldn't be doing that. That's an interesting bag. Where the hell you open it? Alright, so what I have here are a couple of feeler gauges. Music Nomad, they make a feeler gauge that are only specifically for certain types of jobs. So this one here is for the truss rod. So you have a 10, an 8, and a 6 thousandths that you would use for adjusting your truss rod, and then this one here is for the nut height gauge for your strings, first fret. So it tells you exactly what to do. So you have a 12, 14, 18, another 18, okay, it's got two 18s, a 20 and a 22, and it also gives you in millimeters for basically measuring the fret height at the first fret. Kind of nice to have those as well. Alright, so this here, alright, so I ended up ordering some stuff here, and let's see, was there another bag that was open? Oh, okay, never mind. This was another template for doing the single coils. Alright, so these are the pickups that I'll be using on the Galvin guitar. Alright, I'm going to be using the middle pickup single coil here, and I got two humbuckers here, which are 4-wire, I believe. And there's some good news about these guys. So these will be going in with the box. And now this box is pretty much everything I got for that guitar is in this box, besides the case. That has to be ordered still. So this can go back underneath the counter until I get the working on that again. This can be thrown away. Oh, this I've been waiting for. Now, when you do the string ferrules on the back of a guitar, I've been using a piece of dowel rod that fits right over the ferrule. So when I pound it in to the back of the guitar, it's nice and level or flush or whatever. Well, they actually make a pin for that. So I picked that up as well. And that is all she wrote for right now. But I do have a guitar in a very large box in the other room that I have to get out and bring in here, so bear with me. All right, so here's a very large box over here, and you can tell just by the shape of it that, yeah, there's a guitar in here. I got some other packages that are in the other room that I could do an unboxing of, but it's for the rabbit. And the little guy likes to chew on wires, so I had to buy a bunch of wire protectors for small animals so they don't chew through the wires, electrocute themselves, or break in the wires that I got over there for little stuff or whatever. So right now I'm gonna open this up. Nice box. Ooh, I like this. I might have to reuse these guys. In fact, I think I will use that. Alright, so we have an Epiphone. Alright, so this I picked up. Is there a date on the label of the box? Let's see here. Yeah. 3/27 of 26 is when this was delivered, or when the label was created. So this has been sitting for a while. We're in what, the 6th month now? Oh, I can easily see what it is. I got the clock on the wall now with the date. So this I picked up as brand new. Said nothing about being B stock or anything else. I do want to get a towel for the counter. So I really don't want to scratch this thing up at all. Alright, so let me take this out of here. Oh, there are tools in here. Huh. Oh well. The sock off of this thing. Alright, so here it is, an Epiphone Tribute. Now this one has a screwed on neck. Made in Indonesia. Serial number at the top. Push and pull. Nope, just volume, and tone. Pretty basic, not really anything special. There's nothing wrong with it besides it just being a little dirty, but this was sold as new. It's got the Gibson style headstock on it. It's got decent flame in it. It's not bad at all. Besides being dirty. Now this was supposed to be sold as new, but yet it's dirty as fuck. And I don't see any scratches from someone picking on it. So yeah, this will get a little bit of love. I'm not going to change anything with this. Really doesn't need it. It does have a wide neck on there though. It does have a pretty chunky neck. I'm going to end up changing out the tuners, probably put some locking tuners on there. Check the nut on this to make sure it's not plastic. And polish this thing up. Put a new set of strings on it. Do my own setup on here. And yeah, because I thought about maybe taking this down to the top. Now, I don't think this has got a, I know it probably has a veneer on it. I don't think it's got a cap on there or anything. And it's actually got quite a nice one on there. It's got some striping going down, which some people say that's kind of sought after. I'm not too sure. And it also has the flaming going across it. So yeah, I like it. It's not bad. You know, and I don't really care for the teardrop, water drop, whatever you want to call it style. There is a Epiphone Les Paul tribute. I'll have to see what the year of this is through the, I think it's an 07. Well, the first two numbers is 25. But it could be an 07. So I have to figure out what the numbers are. All right. So I've been leaving the SG to dry for a few days. And now it'll be time to start working on it again. Although tomorrow is supposed to be like almost 90, and then Wednesday is supposed to be in the 90s. So that's going to be fun working in the garage and sweating my ass off. So yeah, so that's about it for right now. I do have a bunch of other stuff that I need to put in the garage. I mean, when I say a bunch of other stuff, my basement is trashed. And I can kind of show you. Yeah, so when I say that my basement is trashed, I got no room for anything down here. So now that this room is pretty much a mess now, but pretty much the way I want it, I'll end up setting everything up and getting the garage completed. So you guys take it easy, have a good one, enjoy your week, and I'll catch up with you all later.